Okay, so good evening. So now today's topic is going to be on what we mean by what by the navigation in view. Because the last time, the yesterday when we met again, this word is not coming up again. Oh, okay, let me preview what we did in the last class, which is yesterday again first. So while that page is coming up, we have to test our project so far now. So, and while that page is coming up, we have to, okay, okay now, so still remain, let me open my Microsoft Word so that I can see the document we want to discuss on today. Good. So what we want to talk about today is going to be router in view. Router, and what the router is used to do is about what how you can implement the navigation from one component to another. Just like in HTML, you can create a navigation by using the anchor tag, but in the Vue.js we don't use anchor tag for the navigation to the component. So we are using what we call a router concept. So now, to preview our project we did yesterday, now this is it now. So let me return back to this page and open it again. So the page is now opening here. This is the output we able to design yesterday again. We use our component to create a different type of the word to create this layout. For example now, remember that word, the upper section here, which is the header here, is a component, while the content here for this navigation here, for this product we have here on the left side, is a component. Even though the second part here on the left side is another component again, while the footer here is also a component. And I can use some background color to make a little bit of change from this, or I can enable the borderline for the wall for this particular wall component on the left side there now, to make a little bit of changes again. So, but on this page there is nothing like a navigation that can take us to different pages again. Even though when I click on the about now, there won't be any page moving to. So let me make sure I make the left side where we have a 50% discount here is a different component from this. Let me make a little bit of change from it, whether I add the background color to it or I will use a borderline on it. So I'm returning to my Visual Studio Code now. You said hello? You said what? Okay, good. So I want to return to my Visual Studio Code now so that I can pick the right side wall component here. Here the right side component, and this is where it is now. So I will go to the, not actually the right side, I will go to the what, to the index page where I call the right side component. This is the index page and this is the div for the right side wall component. So what can I do now is either I apply a background color and I use a border color. So let me try the background color first for that section again. Background background color, oh, background color now. Okay, so which color should I use here now? As a page looking like this for jewelries, something like a color that will make this black come up properly. Oh god, what color can I use? Let me check for color code, hexadecimal color code. Okay, I see for HTML now. Okay, hexadecimal color code for brown color. Okay, for hexadecimal color code for brown. Let's see different type of the brand that can be available now. Okay, so we have many brown color here and the shade of brown. Let me check from here. Okay, that can match the black shade of brown. Okay, here are the different ones. Okay, this and this. Let me look for this one. This one is the F0CCC6. F0CCC6. That would be hash F0CCC6. Okay, that is it now. So I can now save this page and read. Can you see now? Okay, you can see now. This section here is a what? Is a another part of our site, and this section you see up here, this is a component on its own. Why the word? This other part here is also another word component. That is just it now. So even though the navigation section we have here too is a component. So let me go to the header and think there's some kind of background color that we don't need for that navigation again here now. I can make it to be what? To be white. Okay, that is it now. So this page now become a proper page we have here now. So what I want us to do now as well is can we create a navigation from some of these particular components here, because this page is here. For us to create a navigation to this page, we have to create something like what? A component for some of these pages. So let me try and see a component for jewelries, component for about and contact here now. That is it. So to do that again, the first thing I need to do now is I will return back to what? To my here and create some component for those pages. Or we have already some pages again which you can use, but let's leave those for now. So I'm creating a new component now for some of the new page you want to work on now. So let me use this footer page as a layout for those components. So I copy this code here. I'll now return to create this new file. I call it what? Contact page component dot view. Okay, that is one. So I paste this one here, and I don't need this information here. So I don't even need this script. This is going to be what? Maybe h2 now, a2, and here too will be what? h2. So I name this one now contact us. Okay, okay. So here is going to be what? Contact us. Contact us. Okay, that's what this page is. So I can save this page now. So I have to create for about us and jewelries too. So right here again, new file, and that's going to be what? About what? About page 2. This will be about page. About page the view. This is another component again here, and I save this one, and here now we have about what? About page. Okay, and another one here now is going to be what? To be new, and that's going to be this new, and again I call it jewelries. Jewel page now, or jewelry page. This jewelry page dot what? Dot view. Okay, that is it. So I save this again, and this is going to be what? Jewelry page. Okay, that is it. I save this one too now. That is all. So with this one here now, I'm now through with what? With the all the component I want to create a navigation to. That is one. So the next thing I need to do now is if you are creating this navigation, like I say, well, router. Do you get now? The routing is one of the method that allow user to sweep from pages without refreshing the page. This is what that make a navigation easy and very and really nice in a web application. Because in the HTML we always use what? Tag. We don't use the anchor tag because it will reload the entire page, and therefore that's why we need to use for routing to load the component needed only, because routing make the component loading more work faster than using what the anchor tag that have to load all the entire work pages. Remember that every page in HTML will have for header section, whereby you have to start referencing a different type of the CSS file path and the JavaScript file. That make what? The loading of every page to be more work, taking a lot of time in HTML. But using the routing, this load only the component specified. So we are using this one to be able to create a navigation from one component to the other. And to make use of routing now, first thing we need to do is we have to install a package for that particular routing. Do you get now for that router? So to install that package, we have to make sure we are inside our what? Our application folder. Like here now, this my project I'm working on. This is a project I want to implement the routing on it. So on the terminal, you need to call the terminal menu and select new terminal. Do you get now? From this terminal here is where we are now going to install what? The routing package inside this application. Remember when we install this project for the first time, there are many packages that the Visual Studio will already install for us, but some packages are not there. Those packages that are not there, example of them is this particular routing. So we need this routing package. So to do that, we have to install it. And to do it again, we are going to use this particular command called what? Npm I mean install, and the package you want to install is this view router at next, and then you press enter key. Installing this one will not take more data, even though the data is less than what, like 20 MB or even though 5 MB. So let me install it on my on my project here now. So here now I'm going to type npm as usual, npm I for install. You now say view hyphen router, view hyphen router at next, like this. That is the package name. So let's confirm once again. Can you see now? Then you press enter key. That is it. The installation for this router will start immediately and to finish in just less than 2 minutes. So while the installation is ongoing now, let's look at the next step we need to go through. After we have installed the router finish, the component you want to create a navigation to, we create it. And these are the three components we already created before. Queries page, the apart from queries page, we have a contact page, we have about page, we have query page. These are the three components you want to make sure our navigator is connecting to. Simply because even though on our page here, you see we have queries, we have about, we have contact page. That is it. So after that again, we are now going to create what we call a configuration file, a router configuration file. That is the process we need to do. Let me list the process here to make it much easier. For routing, in view, which is navigation, the three steps we need to take is one, install router package, which is exactly what we are doing now. Install router package. Do you get it now? After that again, two, create component, create component to navigate to which of what we have already done to. And three here is create router configuration file. We are going to do that one now. And after that one again, after create router configuration file, the next thing we are going to do is to register router object in main.js. Do you get now? Once we have done that, the next one now is this. Say okay, define router link, and that is all. That is it. So once you define router link, so these are the steps we have to follow. We have created this. Okay, let me make this one to be first one now based on what we are doing here now. So this is the first one. We have completed the first one now, which is creating a component. Component we create is query page, contact page, and the about page. So we are installing the router configuration router package now. So let's check now. You see that has completed now. Our router package is there. If you want to confirm the router package, you can return back to your folder here, node module here. From node module here, go to where we have app, you see router. Okay, view, you see view router now. You see view router. Where is V? Okay, good. This you can see, this is the package we just installed now. You get it now. Okay, so that is it. So once we have installed our router now. The next thing, we create a configuration file. To create a configuration file, our configuration file must be inside the src folder. You must call it route.js. So I'm returning back to what here again now. Okay, so I will now look for src folder. In this src, I will now right click src. I will create a new file. I will now call it one route.js. That is it. I press enter key. You get it now. So the information I will need in my router configuration are very simple. I need to first import one the object from the router package I want and install now. And the object is going to be what? Create web history and create router from view router and install. So to do that again, I will type what? Import, open, you see two objects. I say create web history, that is it here now. And two, create what? Router here. See, that's the first thing I need to import. You can need those two objects. Secondly, is that what? All the company I want to create a navigation to, I will import them there here inside this particular route too. I say what? Import. I div contact first. I say contact from, so that's just like alias name slash, okay, in quotation first, dot slash what? They are in the component folder, remember, and the name is going to be what? Contact work page. That's the first one. So even though I need to import the word, after that again, I need to import about us. I'll say about page. So this one should call what? About as alias word name. And the third one now, that's the jewelry page. So the jewelries, GWLRY page, and this one now, I name it what? Jewel work page. So even though I can also okay, that's the theory for now. They get now. So once I've import all this again, the next thing I'm going to do now, I will now create a route word path file. The route path file is that what? For every component here, I must define a path name for them. You get now the path name that I'm going to create a navigation to. So I have to create what? A variable called route that I'm going to define all those names inside them. So to do that again, I will use this keyword called what? Constant, like this. I will now define the name as well. Route. I say equal to those names I want to use here. I'll press enter key here now. I'll now define the name. First thing I say name. Name for the company I want to use. The first one is contact. Contact, like this, okay. After that, I'll say comma. The part which I want to use for that word component, I'll call the part contact in small letter. And lastly, I will now define the word, the component that I'm mapping to that word part. I'm going to say component, like this now. Component equal to what? Contact again. Because since I already call this contact here, that is it. So since I want to define for other word 3, I will come down here again. I will now repeat for the 2 and 3 like this, one by one. So undo, okay, for 3 now. So now return back here. Okay, good. So here now, this is going to be what? About. Okay, about. And here is going to be what? Jewelries. Jewelries. Okay, and also see this about. This must be about, and this must be what? Jewelries. Okay, this must be jewelries, and this is going to be about in small letter. This is a part name, very important, because later we are going to reference this part. I call this one jewelry again. That is it. So with this one again, I'm almost through with this particular one part name now. I mean the path configuration. So don't forget semicolon here to map the end for that. The last thing is to do now is to what? Is to combine the router object with the route I just create now. But now create a router object and export it. So in this router object I'm going to create now, I'm going to use the create router which I import from the router package, and with the history and the route path I just defined for all the components. Three of them will be combined together in this router object I'm going to define now. And to do that again, I'm going to have constant variable again, which is going to now call router equal to, that is the first one. Now I'll now use create router now, and then create router. After create router, so okay, good. I open the bracket and the wall and this again here now, and the braces now. So in the braces, I have create web history and I have route. Going to be what? Create web history, column create web history. That is it, sorry. Here I'm going to be what? History, column create web history, and then comma. I'll now say what? Route. The route packet I just have again. I will register this route. That is, this route is what I define up here now. So that means this route and this particular web history is already encapsulated inside the router object. So the last thing I'm going to say is what? Say export default router. That is it. That means this router object is now defined, and that marks the end of the configuration file here now. You get it now? So once this is done, we have two more steps to go, because this is the most important part now. So the two more steps to do now is to now call this router, register it inside the main JS here, so that when the page is loaded, the router will mount with our app instantly. So to do that again, I will return to the main.js and import this particular file now. Here now I will use import router. I will say from, so quotation like this, /1 route.js, okay, /route.js here now. This is it now. Once I do that, I will now mount it. I say use.mount router now. So I will mount it to the package. Okay, that's going to come down and I say use open bracket and specify the router object now. That means this router object is already mounted with our app now. So once we have mounted, we can do some little bit of testing for it first by go to the app view here. I'm coming to the app view here, so I can silence this particular index here now. Let me delete this index, and I also comment this import here, and I also comment this one here, and I don't want to call this again. So when I save this page, you will notice that nothing appear again. That is it. Okay, so now to test each of this particular package here now, inside this particular template here, I will now call I will call a package called router view here now. This router view is to call the router navigation for testing. So now I come to this page, I try to call each of these router one by one now, whether they are going to be respond. But I will call them by using the path name I define for them now. Now each of them have the path name in the configuration file I already prepared before here. The path name for contact is contact, about, and jewelries. So I can return back here and say about, and press enter key. Is something now happen? Hmm? Something happen. If this one is not coming up, okay. Contact. Okay. Let me check this. Is there any error when I compile this? Oh, sorry. I did not run this application again. So npm run serve again. Okay. Okay. So let me. I need to test run this program once again here. Okay. So okay. When is the last one this one run? Control S. Okay. Let me relaunch the terminal. Terminal. Need terminal. Okay. So here now. So npm run serve now. The reason why I need to run it like this because since I install a new package, I need to recompile everything together. But I'm supposed to do auto compile. Just for the confirmation here now. So here now I click on what? I click on the link again. No page is coming up, which is not supposed to show. Okay. Apart from that again, that's good. I can come down here in the configuration file here now. I can define the component I want system to open by default here. Maybe this is about us. I want about us to open by default. Instead of say about here, I can say slash. Do you get it now? And at the same time, this path means the root directory. This is a path system should open by default instead of displaying the blank page for us. Not only that again, I noticed there's one mistake we made. Before each of these particular path name, we must put a slash there too. And if you look at this part again, you can see there's slash login slash profile for everything here. But I forget that one. That may be why the application is not calling each of those components now. So I put slash here, I put slash here. Can you see again? So, but about us is what page I want system to load by default. That is, instead of giving me the blank page like this, it should give me about us as the home page. So I save this component again and I return back here again now. So, and nothing is still loading. That still means what? There's something we have from this particular page that giving us some errors here now. Okay, query component name is called. Let me do proper checking one by one. Query, okay, and about contact. Okay, let's check this one by one. Component path profile. So each of them is done in the way order. Okay. Slash component. Exactly. Everything is being done in the proper order now. So why this is not working? This section here is okay. And the main JS2 import route, the main JS import route and the month import router.month again, import router for the route files, and okay, so oh, oh god, and this now router.js. Oh, network at the wrong time. Sometimes I put on YouTube. Kó tan náà ta o. Kó tan náà ìta yẹn. Ah. After view. Hello. Okay. Yeah, network. Okay. So I'm just trying to see here after view to see where that yeah, this is just to call those file one by one. Uh-uh. This is always be the problem here, one by one. Create router. And everything we need to do yet has been done. Okay. Plugin console. Okay. Okay. Where's my app view now? App view. App view. Export. Nothing there. Template. Router view. On the index. Okay. Let me call the. Let me test each of the company I just created now. So the first component now is called what? About us page, because I didn't tell that wrong. Let me see if about us page, even though it's coming up by itself. Okay, so about us page, and this one is called what? Index now. Okay, save. What is happening? About us page said did not even though come up, because we have about us page here, which is our component here, and I import it here. I name it index view. So, and I register it here again as index. Even though let me call it about. Okay, and here now what about. Okay, and here now I see call about. Okay, so this is supposed to come off when I save this page. Terminal and the new terminal. Okay, so calling this one should come up here now. npm run serve. Okay, run serve. So this one alone should give me the okay. And you see about us returning something here. So if about us is not running, that means there's a problem. Okay, 8081, good. Another the problem is not our component we created though. The page is not even to display the component we created now. Why? Okay. All this component, this about component here, which is this, it's not displaying anything. This about component should be able to display this message. So why can't we? Again, it's not giving us the about us. Okay, let me enable another component now. Like this for page. I call the for page here. Okay, so I now save again. Ah, some of those pages that is working before is no longer working. Something is happened with the entire application. So let now check again from here. Okay, okay now. Okay, so these are main component now initially. So that means that's we tested this afternoon, this evening before we start is working. So let me check the main JS. What do we use wrong in the main JS here now? So let me stop this and use router mount app 2. Okay, save this one again. Okay, good. You see, the problem is starting from that our main JS. So that's why you can troubleshoot something like this. In case you have a problem with your code sometimes, they get it now. You have to try to know where is the place the code is properly working. When last is it properly working? So from there, you try to undo everything you have done to that place you know it is properly working. So the place properly working, I know that once I did something on this, this might be the where the problem is. Assuming it is not this problem, I still need to reverse it. But the most difficult thing is to reverse everything you have typed on entire file before you know where it work last. Sometimes you might need to go and remove everything you do here again or comment it out. You see, but thank God it is from here now. That means information we have to hear is what they call that particular problem. Do you get now? So let's now check properly again. What do we do wrong? What do we need to do here now? So from here again, I will need to what you call what? The main JS. This is the main JS now. In the main JS, I need to import the route file I created here now. Dot routes. So, and this dot route here is this RUOTES. RUOTES. So, and this is the same file which already created here now. RUOTES here. That's the file here now. Import create web history, create router from view router, and let me also return back up to that place again. After everything I imported, there's semicolon, semicolon, semicolon. Can you see? And I didn't have the semicolon, semicolon here. That might be part of the error. It might be part of the error. You get now? I save. So after that again, I'll check the constant route here, semicolon, everything, comma, comma, semicolon. Though I've checked that one before, because you have to do that checking one by one again. Okay, create routes. So up to the end of the route here, we create router history equal to create web history. This will be comma, not semicolon. Open and close bracket here. Did I add it to the create web history? Let me check that one again. Okay, can you see? Open and close bracket is not there. That might be one of the big problem too. Open and close bracket. Okay, and route, comma, route. Everything can be on a straight line like this too. Do you get it now? So to be okay if you have been a straight line, the line will not be too long like this. I can have something in this form again. I can also have this one come here again. So that can be something very simple, not long line. Okay, so as it go back again to check, after that export router semicolon 2, did I have export router semicolon, export default router semicolon? So I can save this page like this. Once I save it, that content is complete now. It's like majority of the error is from our configuration file here. So then I can now return back to the what? To the next line, which is what? The main JS. The main JS we already have from import router from route.js. We don't need this use content here. So I can now implement that one again, which is going to be main JS now. Say import what? Router, that is it here. So import router from route.js here too, which is the route.js. Then I'll now say create app dot use router in bracket. That's going to be what? Create app dot what? Use what? Router now. Oh, create app dot what? Use router. That is it now. So we have done this. You get it now. And then I can save the main JS too. You see it's going on like this. and this still remain there. So I don't want them to display this. Do you get now? I want to silence it so that I can test my wall, my router wall component which I just created now. Do you get it now? So I'll return to the app view here now. Do you get it now? So I can now silence this wall import here. I'll also comment this index here. I'll also silence this one too here now. Comment it one out. Okay, let me put it inside those comment we already defined before here. Okay, so that is it now. When I save this page, nothing will appear. Good. So the next thing now is it. I will call what we call a router view to test each of these particular one. This I call router view to test the component navigation or routing we define. The router view must come at the end of every component here. Open there and say what? Router view now, and that is it now. So I can save. Since in my route.js I already defined the about as a default page to load, I'm expecting about us now when I save this page. Do you get it now? So saving this, okay, I can come down here now. Good, it's now working now. So if I want to see other pages again here now, I can come there and say /wall contact like this. Contact should come up. Can you see? Good. I can also come down here. I'm testing it individual by saying well, jewelry now. Jewelry page should come up. That is good. So this is just the testing of each component. The next thing to do now is to now create what? A navigation from one component to the other here now. That is it. And to create that particular navigation, I'll first use a very simple one now. So the next class, I will now implement that navigation on our proper component page we created. So I'll return back to what? To this page here now, like this. You get it now? I will now list all those particular one company I want to create a navigation to like this. Maybe I put them inside a very simple list them out like this by say well h2. You get it now? And I say well about us. Okay, I put pipe here, contact us. Okay, I put pipe here now, and I say well okay, jewelries about and jewelry and pipe now. That is it. So these are the different page I want to use for navigation here now, component. So when I save this, I will see them here too. Can you see now? That is it. So for me to move from one component to another here now, I can break them down here, just like the way we did in the turn to the HTML too. I will now create a navigation. So to create navigation here in view, we have what we call another word link called the router link. Do you get it now? It's called router link now. When I say router link, do you get now? Use attribute to what? To where? To I say equal like this. So I close the router link now. So this about us will now be inside this one router link here. This will be what? About us here now. So I will now put slash here. Remember the slash I put here mean about us should be the default page to open, because in the route.js configuration file here, you can see the path are defined for about us. I say slash. That's what I'm going to use for the router link to. So I'll back to what? Here now. I will now copy the router link for what? For jewelry too. Return back here, jewelry page and the contact us page like this now. So I copy the jewelry here. Okay. I copy the contact us to here again. You get now. So here now, I'll now say what? Jewelry. Okay. And here now go to the what? Contact. You get it now? And I'll what? Save. That is it now. So if I return back here again, you can see the navigation on all of them now, one by one. So when I click contact here now, can you see? When I click on about us, can you see? When I click on jewelry, can you see? So there's going to be any information how to any of these components here, they will be appearing here. If I now return back to here now, I now come back to what? To each of these particular what? Pages. Let me open the page for contact us here now, and also for jewelries here, and for contact here. These are the three now. So in the contact us here again, maybe I want to have more information like this now, and I say h-word a3, I say what? Head-word, okay, say head-word, head office address, okay, that is it. And I put this address there. That's going to be what? P tag, and I say 112 Lagos Road, okay, say Haruna bus bus stop, good, Ikorodu. It's like I'm building the content for this particular one. Contact us. I'm not building everything complete. Just say I put this one again, and this is going to be what? Okay, that's for this one here now. Okay, I can say email address and so on again, but that's it now. So I save this. If I come to about us now, maybe I now define some information about us, that the jewelry store. I come down here, I write some component about the jewelry store now. I say, well, okay, let me quickly get something from history about jewelry store. I say, okay, jewelry meaning now, okay. Ní kò ẹ má máa sílẹ̀kùn lálẹ́ mọ́, pé fún mi. Mo ní kẹ́ má sílẹ̀kùn fẹ́ anybody, ẹni tó wá charge wo, wọ́n ní sùúrù, ẹ má ṣe pè mí. Mustapha dà, pè fún mi. I'm sorry, yeah, jare my people. Very sorry. Something wrong with you. Mo ní anybody lálẹ́ tó bá fi sílẹ̀kùn máa sílẹ̀kùn, ẹ má sílẹ̀kùn fẹ́ anybody. Ta ló lọ sílẹ̀kùn?
Wọ́n fẹ́ lọ gba fóònù.
Má sílẹ̀kùn fẹ́ anybody, mo ń sọ fún ẹ lálẹ́ ọjọ́ o. Ẹ bá fi fóònù lẹ pè mí. Mi ló ń gba fóònù, bá tún máa ń fóònù lọ máa bí máa ń kọ́. Bí ìbá ti má sílẹ̀kùn fẹ́ anybody mọ́, níbo ló gbà wọlé? Mi ì fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Okay, so we can see put some information about us here now. Jewelry information. So okay, good. I can just copy something like this. No Jews, no share. Jewelry information. Okay, so I copy this information I have here like this. So I have to put it in the about us just to have some more information about it now. So I like this. In the next few minutes we are rounding up now, and I click on what? Okay, save here now. Wikipedia call. Okay, save. Did go ahead? What is meaning? What is this? Now, wow, it gives me more than what I even do expecting. That is, so let me use a view to wrap this word down. Good. This is simple information we just needed from here. That's it now. So I can save this one here now, and when I return back here again, I say contact us. Can you see? About us, you can see now. So this is a navigation about Vue.js. But the next class now, we will now see how we are going to implement it on the page we already created before. So, and that is where we are going to stop for now. So any question from there about this? Hello? Okay, yeah. So thank you so much. I will send the video of this one too tonight, so that at least we can go through it before the next class. Mr. Alamide Mr. Ladimeji, and I would love to have activity you are working on. Are you with me now? He said, please just send it to my to me on the WhatsApp. Let me have a look at what everybody have been working on so far. Since we are getting to the end of this again, there must be a project for us to do, no matter how simple. Normally, you guys are supposed to work on 3 projects, but I would love to have 1 project from you guys because normal students they having 4 or 3 projects. Because of the nature of the work, some of you are going to do 3, some of you are going to do 2. So that it is that project we are going to use as an assessment to issue the certificate. Are you with me, sir? Please. So Ayomi, hello. I said that I would really love to have a look at the project you are working on from your HTML too. So as if whatever you do on that project, just send it to my WhatsApp for me to look at it. Because that project is going to be using for the work, for the assessment as an exam for this course. It is when that project is okay and is uploaded online, that is when the certificate is going to be what? To be given. So I don't want anybody not to be aware of it. I say normally you're supposed to work on 3 or 4 projects, but because of nature this one is online, I will make project to be 1 or 2. Though some of you are still going to work on 3. Do you get now? And the earlier you start working on that project, it is better. So that by the time we are rounding up, the project will be ready, we can push it online, and the certificate for this course can be what? Can be issued. Are you with me now? So that is what I just said. You said? Okay, thank you. Mhm. Fayomide, I can hear you. Now, okay, can you zip it? Just zip it. You zip it. Look at what I'm going to do now. Let me show you an example. If I can see my screen now. Like this one we did last, which is for the Danjuma cow with JavaScript like this. Just right click it. Once you right click, you will see the command on Windows say compress. Do you get it now? Just say compress to WinZip. Don't use WinRAR, just say WinZip like this. So once you click on it, system is going to compress it to a single file here. Just send the compressed file to me. So I will unzip it on my own end. Do you get it now? Okay, thank you. Mhm. Hello? I can hear you. Yes. I want to see the HTML and CSS. Do you get it now? So after that, you can start working on this view too. Okay, sir. Okay, that's good. Thank you so much. Ayomide, okay, and you too. I'll be expecting it before the next class. Mr. Oladimeji Olumide, I'll be expecting before the next class. Ayomide too. So the update I say you should do, let me have it before the next class. Okay, so thank you so much. Good night. Have a wonderful day too.